Welcome back into the Big Troll Show and the Arkansas Football Recruiting Report, joined by a very special guest today, 2026 quarterback commit Jayvon Gilmore. Jacob Morris and Otis Kirk with you. And Jayvon, we'll just start. What did it mean to you to ultimately commit to the Hogs and kind of get that recruiting process over a little bit and commit to Sam Pittman and the Hogs?
Arkansas was a great place, definitely a great staff, and it made me feel at home at the Hogs hangout, and definitely just a place I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, and when you began, obviously, I read, NC State, Arkansas, obviously, were hard hitters throughout the process. What about the coaching staff made them appealing to you and made the recruiting process feel like such a fit for you and your family?
Well, throughout this whole recruiting period, Arkansas never stopped reaching out, never stopped sending flyers, never stopped calling. Just definitely somebody who's always checked in on me. And then meeting Coach Pittman for the first time, meeting the whole staff for the first time, it was a no-brainer, and it just made me feel like, yeah, this is home.
Yeah, for Arkansas fans, describe to Hog fans what they're getting in you as a player. What do you bring to the table as a quarterback?
Again, a true leader and somebody who loves and understands the game. Definitely somebody that's a hard worker and is just going to keep pushing and pushing guys around me, and also going to bring a championship to the program.
What do you bring to the table in terms of, like you said, leadership, off the field stuff? Tell us about Jayvon, not just as a football player, but as a guy as well.
Definitely a guy that's just very lovable, love to go out to eat, love to just be around the guys and the staff, people, and just able to hang out, and just also a great person in general.
What stuck out to you about the campus as well as just the program when you visited?
Oh, Fayetteville was great. Amazing campus, definitely. Great facilities, great people around it. It was definitely just a place that I truly loved. And also just, I mean, it's just so crazy to describe it because it just stuck out so much to me. But it's just a lot of things that played a big part.
Otis, I'll turn over to you.
Man, how anxious are you to work with Bobby Petrino?
Oh my God, man. His resume speaks for itself. Definitely somebody who knows the game, knows how to develop quarterbacks, knows how to keep them through their strengths and develop their strengths and put it into his own offense. Somebody who just I definitely want to play for.
When you were here for the Hog Wall Hangout last weekend, I know Taylor Green had another deal going on. Did you get to meet him?
Yes, sir. I was able to
you
meet
did?
him. Yes, sir. He was able to stop by and share
Okay.
a couple words of wisdom. Definitely an amazing guy. Definitely a true 6'6", 225. Great frame. Just amazing leader. And he definitely gave me a bit words of wisdom, teaching me, learning me, showing me how the program is, and teaching me about the staff. And definitely made it an easier pick just to say, hey, I want to be a part of Arkansas.
You know, the last 2 weeks, Arkansas has gone 8 for 8. They went 4 for 4 yesterday, 4 announcements, 4 commitments. You committed earlier in the week. Last week, they were 3 for 3. So eight announcements, 8 Razorbacks. Yesterday, after we talked on the phone, Jay and I did when I was driving to Durant, but after I talked to you, 2 more came on board. The number 1 player, number 5 player in Oklahoma. Now, Rivals has you ranked the number 10 class in America. Just you feel like this class is going to be it looks like it's really coming together.
This class, it really is. Just be able to get guys, feel good leaders, and also even better players around just to build around this process in this class. We're going to definitely be a force to be reckoned with. I'm super excited about us and just be able to get these great players. You guys need to be on the lookout for the Hogs.
The word I kept hearing yesterday, the words were Arkansas kept it real. Not that the other schools didn't. Colton and Adam both made a point that the other schools did. They kept it real, but something about Arkansas just felt like they're really keeping it real. Do you feel that way too?
Yes, sir. They definitely do. Very honest. Going to give it to you straightforward, but they're also very loving. So you just can't get it no better.
Was there 1 or 2 things about the facilities that really jumped out to you?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, no doubt. When I first walked in, I was very surprised. Just the weight room, the meeting rooms, the quarterbacks rooms. Definitely a place that I was like, wow. Then we got the Twitter facility. I was like, yeah, this is the place.
Have you tried the hog call yet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We was able to do our our bit of our activities. We got to call the hogs a little bit. That was
The first time you heard that hog call, did you think people were crazy or did you
oh,
think cool?
it definitely shocked me. I was like, oh my god! I mean, the hog call is real. It really is real, but it's definitely exciting.
Now they'll be calling them for you, man, in a couple of years. Hey, how did your sophomore season go over there?
Our sophomore season was great. Under the head coach, Coach Weigel, he was great. Amazing office coordinator, Coach Lowe. We was able to finish 5-5, and then lost first round playoffs. But we were definitely a high running offense, had a really good defense. I mean, we definitely was able to put the team together towards the end of the year with definitely a high scoring offense. But I mean, we saw a great year, a very learning year, but also excited for this rising junior year.
Colton told me yesterday, Colton Yarborough, the edge rusher, he told me when he committed at the hog wall hangout that it just lifted a whole ton of weight off his shoulder. Do you feel that weight? I think Jacob kind of asked you that, but I mean, do you feel like a big weight is off your shoulders now?
Oh yes, sir, no doubt. I feel like this class is moving extremely fast. And definitely to have a place to call home and definitely with a staff to call home, it definitely leaves a lot of pressure off my shoulders, and it's just getting me ready for the up and coming season.
He said that, you guys can enjoy your last 2 years of high school pressure free from making a decision. The biggest decision, probably maybe the biggest decision you've ever made in your life at this
Right.
age. Yeah. So I mean, me, I worry about cars and houses. Your guys 16, young, probably the biggest decision. I guess it does take a big weight off of you to make that decision.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Do
sir,
you
no doubt.
do you feel, do you feel like this is something though that you're not going to change your mind? I mean, you feel like this is super solid for Arkansas.
Yes, sir, no doubt.
Just what, what what was maybe the one thing more than anything else that led you to Arkansas? I mean, I think you kind of hit on that earlier, but was there one thing in particular, or just when did you know for sure it was going to be Arkansas?
I knew it as soon as I stepped foot in that facility. I'm really big on who can love me first, who can show that they're interested in me now. And Arkansas did not fail at that. I mean, then also meeting Coach Pittman. I mean, he sealed the deal. I mean, loving me, my family.
Yeah.
Amazing guy, and he just sealed the deal for us. So, no
The
doubt.
crazy thing about Pittman is he's the same way after you get here. He
Yep.
doesn't change. I mean, every time I see the guy, he's the same way. I mean, he hasn't changed in however many years I've known him. But do you just what do you consider yourself more of a drop back or a dual threat quarterback?
I consider myself a pro style. Like I'm able to use my legs when I need to, but I love just standing in the pocket and delivering that ball.
You feel like you can, if the play breaks down, you feel like you can get yards with your legs and stuff?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah. I know in your stats, you had a lot of passing yards. I didn't see as many regular, but I guess, like you say, you're more of a pro style quarterback then. Yeah. That's good. I know Bobby likes that. He likes that quarterback, the success he had with Lamar Jackson, did that mean anything to you?
Oh, it truly did. Lamar was more of a running quarterback, and he was able to take his strength and put it into Coach Petrino's offense. I mean, somebody who can just take a quarterback, develop him, and show him the game. I mean, I just know he can do pretty good with me.
I think you're going to love Petrino. I mean, he's unreal play caller. I don't know how he does it, but he's unreal in that regard, man. But just for people who doesn't know, how tall are you and how much you weigh right now?
So I'm currently at 6'6", 195.
Okay. So you're getting there with Taylor, and you're just not quite as heavy, but you got a few years. He's a lot older too. So
Right.
do you see anything? Have you watched any film of him at Boise State?
No, sir, but I was
Okay.
a little bit of film on him during the spring game.
Okay. I was going to ask you, is there anything in his game that reminds you of your game?
Definitely his upside. I mean, we're able to extend plays and also sit in the pocket and deliver.
When you said you're a really good leader, because he's everybody's praised that guy, said he's just natural born leader. And when you said that, I was kind of thinking of Taylor too when you said that, because that's one of the biggest. Everybody brags about his throwing and running and all that, but the biggest, most consistent thing I've heard is just what a leader he is. And then when you said that, it made me think of that. And tall guys. And so, yeah. Anyway, are you going to do any recruiting for Arkansas in this class, and well, maybe other classes too?
Yes, sir. Definitely making quick phone calls and letting guys know Arkansas is the place to be.
But you need to hook up with Colton Yarborough, man. He'll tell you some prospects over there too, man. He and Austin, Adam Austin, those guys are they're real players. Tay Lockett's been on board for a long time. Real good defensive back out of California, and then Tucker Young. You might have met him at the Hog Wild Hangout. He committed that day. So
yes, sir. Yeah, I was
yeah, big offensive lineman. Hey, you were like him because he'll protect you, man. He's good. Yeah, but anyway, that's probably what I've got, Jacob. I mean,
Yeah, I'll hop back in real quick and then
jumping in the show today.
Yeah, I'll hop in real quick and then we'll wrap it up. Otis asked you a little bit about recruiting in the class as well. You talked about being a leader, right? How do you jump into that role to help some of those guys, rope in more guys to come to Arkansas in your class and outside of classes as well?
I'm definitely making a quick phone call and letting guys know, hey, this staff treated me well, so I know they'll treat you well. And I'm also trying to get a couple of these South receivers to come catch the ball for us to light up the scoreboard. So, definitely playing a part in that is also the fun part in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talked about being a pro-style guy, right, being able to do both, do it with your legs, do it with your arm, as you enter your junior season, what's an area you're looking to improve, heading into this year?
Definitely be able to keep extending plays, throwing on the run is definitely what I'm trying to strengthen.
Have you been up for a game, for an Arkansas game?
No, sir, but I will be this fall.
Do you know which game?
Sorry.
Do you know which game you're coming up for or no?
Yes, it will be the home game against Tennessee.
Nice. Tennessee. That'll be a fun one. Are you excited to see the fans and the atmosphere and all that Razorback Stadium brings?
Yeah. Not very many players make it from South Carolina to Arkansas. Is it just, I guess I assume then distance is not a factor with you.
No, sir. I don't know.
Distance to home.
I'll ask a couple more before we go. Just as you you look at the coaching staff as a whole, I know you mentioned that made a difference for you and your family. When for somebody who obviously doesn't go through the recruiting process, right? A fan that maybe is watching this, you talked about it's big for you, staffs that love you first and all of that stuff. What does the recruiting approach of Arkansas look like? How did they make contact with you, and what allows them to be successful in that way?
Definitely Coach Petrino stopping by the school to meet me and extending the offer, and also throughout the process contacting me and calling and sending graphics, just little stuff like that. And then we're able to make a trip down there for the Hogs hangout. I mean, it's little stuff like that is what made me say, okay, yeah, I like this school.
Do you remember just your reaction, your emotions when Coach Petrino stopped by? I mean, that'd be pretty surreal. You grow up, you're playing football, and you have a guy like that stop by and see you. What was that like?
Yes, sir. When your head coach calls you and let you know that a guy like Coach Petrino is here, I mean, you absolutely freak out. I mean, somebody who's Coach Lamar Jackson, and I were number 8, so it was like, oh my God, that's really surreal. And I meeting him for the first time. I mean, it was crazy, and him believing in me and giving me an opportunity, it truly was amazing.
Otis, you got anything else?
Yeah, let me ask you one quick. I asked Colton yesterday, his funny answer. What did the coaches say when you committed? What did Coach Petrino or Coach Pittman or any of them, what was the reaction when you told them you were committing?
Oh, they was overly excited. I mean, definitely a staff. It's like, we got our guy. And I mean, it made me feel good. It made them feel good. And it showed me like, hey, like, this is great. And I mean, they was excited. I was excited. That was awesome.
Did you commit when you were here for the Hog Wild Hangout? I know you went public later in the week, but did you tell them when you were here, or did you tell them over the phone?
Yes, sir. So I did commit at the Hog Hangout.
Yeah,
I was committed. I went public on the 1st of August. So
right, yeah. Colton and Adam committed at that Hog Wild Hangout also, and that's why Colton was telling me the reaction. I figured you got a good reaction because you can see, if you're in person, you can see it and everything. I know they were excited. I'm sure they were excited. I don't know, but I'm sure they were, man. And I hope you have a great junior and senior season.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'd love to come and see you play, but I'm sure I'll get a chance at some point.
Yes, sir.
That's class of 2026 quarterback Jayvon Gilmore. Jayvon, thanks so much for joining the show.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a good one.
More Pig Trail Show coming up on the other side of the break.